Tuf Chav Beis, page 20. If one doesn't have water to cleanse his hands, you kaneach yodo bitzror. You cleanse your hands on a stone, or offer sand, or anything that you're able to clean your hands. Cloth. Vivorech al nekiyos yadayim. Hear this? You don't say al netilos yadayim. Netilos is only if you use water. But if you use some other manner of cleansing, you say nekiyos yadayim. We'll see. It's not simple. V'yo letfilo. And that's sufficient for tefillah, avalolav ruach tumah. But it doesn't remove the contaminated spirit. The contaminated spirit can only be removed only with water, and if you do it consecutively, alternately 3 times. Mishna Berura, imein, v'myesh lo mayim tzorch litol, afilu tefillas mincha v'arivs. If you have water, it's not enough to just use a cloth to clean your hands. Even for mincha ma'ariv, you should use a wash with the water. You hear this? Person doesn't remember touching your shoes. All the reasons why you wash: scratching your head, touching a covered part of the body. Nevertheless, you wash. It should be done without a bracha. As I said, the Vilna Gaon would say the bracha on everyone, because they only legislated a bracha only for the washing of the morning. What about if he has no water? You should cleanse him with anything which you're able to clean with. Go ahead. What rishus? No, it's chiyuv. If you get ma'ariv, do you have to have a makeup for shachris? You have a makeup for shachris, but it's only optional. What do you have to make it up? Right. That's so Toldos explains. See, it's an obligation.
So you would wash just as mild alone.
Sure. Why only if you daven? What about if you? Well, if you together, you do one washing for both. But right.
Most of the time it is.
Shabbos, you have mincha, and Ma'ariv is later. You don't daven one right after the other. Right? Because they just walk. You mean if they came from home?
They just did.
They stay for Shalosh Shudas. No, because they wash for the meal. Right? And if they my machronim, if they do my machronim. But if the hands are dirty from the food, they definitely should wash before Ma'ariv. It's a disrespect. A person finishes eating, and somebody just gets himself a Hermes tie. Let me help you put on your tie. Do me a favor. Just go wash your hands before you touch my tie. Okay. Person's hands definitely were, when I meluchlochem, dirty. He did his bodily function, and his hands have to be cleansed, but he has no water. You take a cloth, you take sand, you take something, clean your hands, and you're permitted to say the Shemon Esrei. To what degree do you have to look for water? Let's say you have to go to the adjoining building to get water. You have to walk downstairs, upstairs. Do you have an obligation? You have an obligation.
How much time between washing and the tefillah should it be?
Be half an hour. It makes no difference. As long as you know factually, you see. The other is we say the presumption is you didn't dirty your hands, so that's why we wash. But of course, it's based on presumption. But if you know factually, from the time you wash, you did not touch anything which would have invalidated the washing, 100% you don't have to wash hands, even if hours transpired from the washing. I'm telling you why, because the stam yodayim. Since we say stam yodayim askonios, hands, you touch many things, we don't even realize what we touch. But if you, from the time you watch, you were always conscious what your hands came in contact with. There's no reason to wash again. No. Yeah, with the, let's say your hands are... No, let's say food. Your hands are... It's not. Your hands are dirty with food. That's also uncleanliness.
What would you say the status of, say, pure elements now? Whereas pure comes and counts, there's a hands up. There's a car.
No. Purell is water?
Native, I mean, it's water and soap.
Everything has water. It's not water. It's not water.
It's a liquid, it's definitely liquid.
Liquid's not enough. You have to have water. You want to wash with wine.
It's like,
You want to wash with wine, right? You don't wash with wine. It's not valid. You need water.
So the Purell is in the realm of cleansing.
So what?
it's like there's no worse than alcohol or straw.
Yeah.
It's like dirt or
Worse than what?
so like a rock, or you don't have water, so you wash your hands with dirt or with a rock.
You know,
So
mechanics.
They didn't have.
To get the grease off, there's a thing called Gojo. They put this salve on, whatever it is. It cuts the grease in the pores, okay? Person was about the Amishmon Esrei, okay? So he suds up with this Gojo, okay? It's clean. He cleans his hands, no question. Ba'ofer shishavshi v'talus yovesh, or you could use just a dry cloth. V'dadi nikoyin came shu omid b'mokom mayim tzorch linakos kol hayad. He says, interesting. When you wash till the wrist. So when you use the cloth, you have to wipe the hand up to the wrist. Wherever you would have washed, that's where you have to use the cloth. So what does that mean? Not only on the inner part of the hand, even the back part of the hand. Ben gabo, ben tocho, araperik, yeah.
And we said you have to dig your hands in the sand up to your...
Right, no. Well, but the ever diet sof kishet bosov. But the ever it's sufficient up to the knuckles. Avaloka Moshe Noagim is a noshim nakim rak roshe it's posein. Some people, they rub the tips of their fingers on the table, right? Even though it's more than what, more than the tips of your fingers came in contact with something may not be clean. The kiyas yadayim, and you say a bracha al netilos yadayim. Yeshomrin the gambas emvorch al netilos yadayim. Kol mokom kol achronim lo zozim psako shulchan aruch. Either others say you could say al netilos yadayim, but most of the achronim they uphold the ruling of the mechaber. You say al nekiyas yadayim. So we have it's interesting in the kiyas, the cleansing of the hands. So if you put your hands in a mikveh or a river, it's al tfilas yadayim. You say tfilas yadayim. You put your hand into a lake,
Yes.
right? Tvila, to be tovel. You use a cup, a vessel, it's netilas yadayim. You cleanse it where you have no water, you say nekiyos yadayim. But he says the evet, even by the mikveh, if you say netilas yadayim, it's also valid.
It's under a force, so you don't have a cup.
No, that's also netilas yadayim. Say netilas yadayim.
And we're speaking right now about the tumah on hands.
No, this doesn't remove the tumah.
This is what?
Physical uncleanliness. This is
So,
taking off the physical dirt. Did his bodily functions.
right,
You have to clean your hands.
right, so you have to clean it with,
You don't have water, no water available.
we're not just talking physical cleanliness here.
Yeah, we're talking physical. He has no water. You can only take off spiritual impurity only with water.
I'm saying there is a spiritual impurity.
It will remain, dude. But you're permitted to daven with spiritual impurity on your hands. Okay?
And when we're talking about spiritual impurity, you have to do the three times in each hand?
Yes.
Yeah, but when
Well,
you're talking about for like a motzi, you don't have to do
Because it's not a question of ruach tumah.
So it's really just one on each hand.
A revius. You have to have a revius.
On
Correct.
each hand, or
On each hand, up to the wrist.
It's interesting, just cleansing on surgery, before surgery, surgeon cleanses himself 3 times.
What are his hands?
They use some for betadine.
Yeah. Right.
It's not severe. That's 3 times. Before they go out against the surgery. Translation, I'm sure of theology.
Some they cover their heads also when they go into surgery. Okay.
Does this work before Motzi?
You don't have to wash 3 times. Once on each hand.
I'm talking about
No. Doesn't work. No.
Oh.
No. You can't use a cloth. There you have to. You have to cover your hand. If the person doesn't have water to wash his hands for bread, you have to cover your hand in a cloth, because your hand cannot come in contact with the bread. Or wear a glove. You wear a glove. Person has stitches, and he's not able to wash his hand, right? Because he has stitches. Or a Band-Aid. You can't take the Band-Aid for whatever reason.
So it works for davening.
Because davening is purely, again, it's cleanliness.
But spiritual.
It's not a ritual. See, bread, your hands have to be ritualized. And if they can't be ritualized, you're not permitted to touch the bread.
Would you think that your wife or your child make muscle?
That's not that you're not permitted to eat the bread. So it's not a question of the bracha. You could say the bracha. As long as your hand is covered, you say the bracha.
I always thought that for eating bread, you would have to wash your hands twice.
That's if you use less than a revius. If your hands are dirty, really dirty, so the first washing, the Musidim Chaber, is to loosen the uncleanliness on your hands. And the second washing, it washes off that uncleanliness. But if your hands are basically clean, as long as you use a revius, it's sufficient. On each hand, right. Okay?
We're better off to, if our hands are dirty, to wash it with soap, and then to...
You're right. It's interesting. If the correct way to do it, Alan, you're a gabbai, you have to tell people how to conduct themselves. Okay? So after you wash, the Mechaber says you're supposed to go like this. Like David goes with the... exactly like this. Why? Why do you go like this? And then you raise your hands and you say, because it's to loosen. If there's any uncleanliness on the hands, by rubbing your hands together, it will loosen it, because the drying of the hands is also part of the cleansing of the hands. The drying. Because we say the bracha as we dry our hands. Okay? We could say it before, but again, that's part of the cleansing. Okay? But afterwards, you could say the bracha also. We'll get the hills in the Tilas Yadayim. Lo tiknu Tilas Yadayim elo the Kriya Shema l'tfilo. Ava brachos t'shachris yochel levarach kodem and the tilo. Yeah? The Tilas Yadayim is for Kriya Shema t'filo. For brachos t'shachris, you want to say Birchas HaShachar. You want to say Psuki D'Zimra. Let's say a person forgot to say Al Tilas Yadayim, he realizes after he says Yishtabach. He didn't start Birchas Kriya Shema yet. We're going to see later. Are you permitted to interrupt the Birchas Kriya Shema to say Al Tilas Yadayim? You're not permitted. Once you start Birchas Kriya Shema, you're not permitted to interrupt for Al Tilas Yadayim. During Psuki D'Zimra, if you realize you hadn't said even middle Psuki D'Zimra, you can say Al Tilas Yadayim.
Where is considered starting Birchas Kriya Shema?
Once you say Yotzer or Varichoshech.
So after Yishtabach, the Hilchah
No, after you stop it, you still could say it. You still could say it. Once you say Yotzer or Varichoshech or Seshover Sakol, you're no longer permitted to interrupt. Okay?
But the davening is still valid then. I mean, so the Tilas Yadayim is not required then for davening. Is that what
No, you washed. You didn't say the bracha.
Right, I understand.
Good.
So,
Let's see the Mechaber. Lo tiknu Tilas Yadayim el Kriya Shema uletfila av brochas shach yoch levorech kodem the tila. Elim kein hu yoshin al mitoso orum. Firstly, he says, unless the person was sleeping naked. So then you're not permitted to say any bracha. Then definitely your hands came in contact with your body, which is unclean. Shows also lahask Hashem achinaka osam. You're not permitted to say the bracha. You want to say Birchas Kriya Shema, we're talking about even before you wash. A person dozes off, sleeps in his clothing. Definitely did not touch come in contact anything unclean when he slept. He wakes up, he cleans his hands, and he wants to say the brachos. Not a problem. That you're required to say the Tilas Yadayim, meaning the washing of the hands, that's before Kriya Shema and Tefillah. That's Yichov Gimel. Kodem the Tilo. The Stam Yodayim, Hainu Sheni Yodeim, Hem Luchlochim, and Psulas L'Bracha. During the day, you want to eat fruit, an apple, drink something. Right? We're not concerned that maybe your hands are not clean.
this is one.
Let's say during the day, you want to have a glass of something to drink, a cup of coffee. Do you have to first wash your hands before you say the shackle? No. Because unless you know the hands are, let's say you just touch your shoes. Definitely, you're not permitted to say the shackle. Your hands are not clean. It's a disrespect. But you don't recall touching your shoes or touching anything which would have invalidated your hands. You can say the bracha without any concern, any bracha. But for Shmon Esrei, Kriya Shema, you can't rely on that. There you have to do, it's more ritualistic. You need a greater degree of preparation. So anything but Kriya Shema and Shmon Esrei, even Birchas HaShachar, you're permitted to say, although you didn't wash your hands. They're going to bring, let's say they'll bring the water to you first, right before you start Birchas Kriya Shema. right? Should you wait for Birchas HaShachar? You don't have to wait. You could get going.
That means you wash without water.
No, you have no water. Let's say you have no water. You have no water.
In the situation you-
No, do you wait? Should you wait? Should you wait for the water? You don't have to wait for the water. But before you start the Birchas Krishma, at that point you should wait. If you know the water's coming, you should wait. What?
wash it out.
No, then you wash with the bracha before you start the Birchas Krishma.
After your Shtava, before your-
Again, you want to start davening. You're davening by yourself. They're going to bring you the water. Let's say same thing. We're going to have later with tefillin. You don't have a pair of tefillin, and you want to start davening. Do you have to wait for the tefillin to start davening? You don't have to wait for tefillin. If you have the tefillin, of course, you should put them on, but not. But before you start Birchas Krishma, if they're bringing tefillin, you should wait to put on the tefillin. Okay? Same thing. You want to say Birchas Krishma, right? And there is no water, but they will bring water. You should wait for the water for the Birchas Krishma and Shemon Esrei. Up to that point, you don't have to wait for the water. If the water is here, of course, it's appropriate. You should wash with water. You should not only not have, they not only should be clean, you shouldn't even have ruch tumah. Ruch tumah is only b'di'evet. It's also not appropriate, but it doesn't. It's not considered that inappropriate that it would not permit you to daven.
If they brought you the water, or they brought you film to secure the sunnah,
Put it-
before your Shtava.
You put them on with a bracha, of course.
With bracha.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Not have said,
Correct. They're correct. Okay. The Kosh came to the very Torah. They're in Vorchan al Peres in Tzorchen Til Shadayim, right? You eat a fruit. Only if the fruit's wet, there's a whole discussion that you have to wash your hands. But otherwise, we say the bracha on the fruit, we study Torah during the day. Unless, factually, your hands are not clean, you're permitted to study Torah. Orum. Person in those days would sleep naked. The presumption is you keep your hands under the covers, so your hands came in touched your body. Here, he says today we sleep in night garments, but the neck area is open. It's buttoned up to the neck, up to the neck. We say anything from the chest down, below the bone here, right? That's considered mokum mechuseh. So if the pajamas open on top or the night garment, so it's very strongly possible you touched it, that part of the body. So even though most of the body's covered, but you have to be concerned when you were sleeping, you may have touched that location.
T-shirts, no problem.
If you wear a T-shirt, it would not be a problem. Correct. Sleeping gloves is not a problem. Also not. Okay. Afil miyoshim albushim yistom yodum betunofos. Ki darko lechachik beguf mokum zeyo. V'davki miyoshim shines kva. When are we concerned you may have touched it? Only if you slept a substantial amount of time. Al b'shines arayich eskosu shenoga. There's no presumption you definitely touched a part of the body that would have caused your hands to be unclean. V'dina kstam yudam dikshem talmud Torah lebrocha rak litfilo. It's only for tefillah you'd have to wash your hands. To be continued.
why is it that you say also
Because that's the conclusion. That's the beginning of the bracha. Yotzer v'rachos Hashem v'sakol. That's the beginning of the bracha. We see the closing of that doesn't make a difference. That bracha you don't say by itself. It's only the closing part of that bracha is Yotzer Moros. It starts with one and ends with the other. It will be similar. It will be similar to Birchas HaTorah in the morning. Birchas HaTorah, right?
Howard.
No. Let's say Shavuos night. You have somebody saying the bracha for everybody. You start a Shek Shem Tzavtzivon, Lasum Divrei Sur V'Harev, no. When the Yitzami. Not after, when you finish Lasum Divrei Torah. Right? That's the beginning of the bracha and ends with, right? Okay.